Did Jelly Roll take Ozempic? The rapper sets the record straight on his 250-pound weight loss. Jelly Roll has heard the rumors. As his dramatic weight loss became more visible, speculation followed, especially in an era when high-profile transformations are often linked to popular GLP-1 medications like Ozempic. But the country rap star says the truth behind his journey is far more complex and far more personal than many people assume. The 44-year-old artist, born Jason DeFord, says he has no issue with celebrities who choose to use prescription weight loss drugs. Still, he wants to be clear, Ozempic is not the reason he lost more than 250 pounds. In a candid interview featured in Men's Health's January cover story, Jelly Roll explained that while he briefly tried weight loss medication at the very beginning of his journey, it played only a minimal role. His transformation, he says, came from years of addressing deep-rooted issues around food, mental health, and lifestyle, not from a pharmaceutical shortcut. A brief trial, not a long-term solution. Jelly Roll acknowledged that he experimented with weight loss medication for roughly 2 weeks at the start of his process. Beyond that short period, he says, he did not rely on GLP-1 drugs and made a deliberate decision to pursue change through other means. "I don't judge anybody who uses it," he told Men's Health, referring to medications like Ozempic, "but that's not what did this for me." Instead, Jelly Roll focused on reshaping his relationship with food and committing to long-term behavioral changes, an approach that would take years, not months. Treating food like an addiction. At the core of Jelly Roll's transformation was a realization that his eating habits were not simply a matter of willpower. He describes food as something he used to cope, self-soothe, and escape, patterns he ultimately recognized as addiction. "Even before I got into getting my blood work done, I went and got mental health therapy about my overeating. I started treating my food addiction like what it was, an addiction." That shift in mindset, he explained, changed everything. "I didn't look at the food addiction differently once I started calling it what it was. When I started treating food like an addiction, it started changing everything for me. I started really looking at the source of why I was eating. What was I eating for?" By examining the emotional triggers behind his eating, stress, trauma, and long-standing habits, he began to rebuild his approach to food from the ground up. A 5-year commitment to change. Jelly Roll's weight loss journey did not happen overnight. It unfolded gradually over the past 5 years, marked with setbacks, recalibration, and persistence. In 2021, he hired chef and sports nutritionist Ian Larios to help him develop a sustainable plan. Larios told Men's Health that the process was anything but smooth. At times, Jelly Roll would lose weight, then gain it back. There were lots of stumbles, he said, adding that he even considered ending their professional relationship at one point due to the lack of consistency. Still, the two stayed the course. Together, they tracked Jelly Roll's daily calorie intake and macronutrients, carefully adjusting his nutrition based on progress and setbacks. Rather than chasing rapid results, they focused on incremental improvements tied to health markers. Every few months, the goals were small but meaningful, lowering insulin levels, improving cholesterol, and getting better sleep. The emphasis was not just on appearance, but on measurable improvements in overall health. From health goals to a public milestone. By 2022, Jelly Roll had set a new, highly personal goal, one that symbolized how far he wanted to go. "I want to be on the cover of Men's Health," he decided. At the time, it felt ambitious, even unrealistic, but it gave him a tangible target that represented discipline, accountability, and transformation. Years later, that goal became a reality. Appearing on the magazine's cover, Jelly Roll said, was not about vanity. It was proof, to himself and to others, that meaningful change was possible, even after decades of struggle. How much did Jelly Roll weigh at his heaviest? 5 years ago, Jelly Roll's weight had reached a level that was difficult to even measure accurately. According to Men's Health, he weighed more than 520 pounds, the highest number his scale could register. The needle went past 520, but it didn't blow it down, Jelly Roll recalled. And I would play with it. I'd teeter the foot up, like how low could I get it? I was mad optimistic. He admitted that the true number may have been significantly higher. It could have been 560, it could have been 528, I don't know. At one point, the shock of seeing the scale pushed him into a short-term reset. He spent a weekend fasting and eating only small portions of chicken noodle soup. When he finally saw a number under 500 pounds, the moment felt monumental. When I came in under 500, I was like, I'm finally under 500 pounds, he said. While that moment didn't mark the end of his struggle, it became an emotional turning point, evidence that change, however slow, was possible. Where he is today. By the end of 2025, Jelly Roll weighed 265 pounds, a loss of more than 250 pounds from his heaviest point. The number represents not just physical change, but years of discipline, self-reflection, and persistence through relapse and frustration. For Jelly Roll, the journey has been about progress rather than perfection. Addressing hormone imbalances. As part of his broader health overhaul, Jelly Roll also addressed hormone levels that were working against him. He underwent hormone therapy through the Texas-based wellness clinic Ways to Well after discovering that his testosterone levels were extremely low. They were at the level of a preteen boy, he told Men's Health. Raising those levels, he said, helped improve his energy, recovery, and overall physical functioning, key factors in maintaining an active lifestyle. Brigham Bueller, founder of Ways to Well and a former pharmaceutical representative, said Jelly Roll was intentional about the choices he made during his transformation. He said, "When I do this, I don't want an asterisk next to my name," Bueller told the outlet. "I want to show people that this is possible." According to Bueller, Jelly Roll specifically avoided GLP-1 drugs long-term, so his efforts could not be dismissed or minimized. From limited mobility to everyday fitness. At the start of his journey, basic movement was a challenge. Jelly Roll said he couldn't walk a full mile in 30 minutes. That limitation has changed dramatically. Now I could put on a pair of tennis shoes, walk out that door, do a mile loop around Hollywood Boulevard, and be back in 12 minutes and 25 seconds. For Jelly Roll, that improvement represents more than physical endurance. It's a marker of independence, confidence, and quality of life. Things he once struggled to imagine. Clearing the air on Ozempic. As conversations around celebrity weight loss continue, Jelly Roll understands why people are curious, but he hopes his story adds nuance to the discussion. Yes, medications can help some people, but his experience, he says, shows that lasting change often requires confronting uncomfortable truths, addressing mental health, and committing to long-term habits. This wasn't a quick fix, Jelly Roll has made clear. It was years of work. And for him, that work, messy, difficult, and deeply personal, is the real story behind the transformation.